From the Shadows is an amazing new mod that adds in new mobs to discover as well as new equipment to create from these mobs. Whilst it doesn't add much, what it does add will be sure to spice up your Minecraft adventure. Let's get into it. Let's start with our flagship mob from this mod, the mob known as Nehemoth. Nehemoth is a beautiful little boss mob that you can find in underground caves. When he is exposed to sunlight, he'll freeze up like stone and is unable to do anything, but the moment it becomes dark, that's when he comes out to play. Fighting this guy is very interesting. In this clip here, I'm using a full set of Netherite armor, Netherite sword, shield, and enchanted golden apples, and it's definitely an interesting fight. He has various different moves, whether he'll swing his arm at you to deal some nasty little bit of damage, whether he'll pick you up and attempt to crush you, giving you the bleeding effect, as well as the no heal effect, which is definitely very painful, or whether he uses his attack where he jumps up and smashes down, destroying a handful of blocks that he smashes into, as well as dealing a bit more damage. When finally killed, he'll drop various different drops, whether it be some leather, some rotten flesh, as well as a beautiful new drop known as crystallized blood. If you take this crystallized blood and throw it into a brewing stand with 3 water bottles, you'll create yourself some vials of blood. You then take these vials of bloods again into the top and then add it over the top of 3 iron ingots each, giving you a total of 9 diabolium ingots for every single crystallized blood that you ever get from a Nehemoth. This does mean in order to create the various different armor and tools, you probably are going to need to kill a handful of Nehemoths, but this is where the new weapon that you can create with diabolium comes into effect. Taking a single diabolic ingot as well as a blaze rod and a netherite star, you can create yourself the staff known as the thirst for blood. You can tell this is going to be a powerful staff considering the fact it requires a single netherite star, which requires you to kill a wither at least once for it if you don't end up using that for a beacon. And well, this weapon is exactly what you're going to expect out of something this expensive to craft. When used with a right click, you can shoot a powerful laser beam that does extreme amounts of damage, usually killing a majority of passive mobs with this beam, as well as leaving a majority of the mid-health hostile mobs dying pretty quickly after the initial beam. This can also be used in combo with its main strike in order to reset its actual strike usage, and you can deal absolutely massive amount of damages with this stuff in very quick succession, killing Nehemoth very quickly. And when you get yourself enough diabolium, you can create yourself a full set of diabolium armor, which consists of a helmet, chestplate, and leggings. Though the rendering of the textures at this current version doesn't seem to be working quite correctly for any of the armor sets included in this mod, all the actual effects that they give you do still work. And when you have a full set of diabolium armor on, you'll have effectively lifesteal. Whenever you deal damage to any form of mobs, you will heal equivalently to that, but whatever amount of damage you did, which can be very useful in a fight against, let's say, Nehemoth, because he will do a lot of damage to you. But if you're doing a lot of damage back, you don't have to worry too much about that because you're healing a lot of the damage that you're currently taking. Our next mob is the Froglin. This guy, he'll spawn in some lush caves and he'll be very friendly to the neighborhood population. By friendly, I mean he will kill and eat them all, including those beautiful little axolotls. He'll also spit out some poison every now and then whenever he does eat something, so be very wary of that. Ultimately, killing this guy will just potentially net you some of his legs, which can be used to create potions of leaping a little easier than the usual vanilla method. Ultimately though, this guy don't matter too much. The next mob we have is Bulldrogioth. This is another one of the boss type mobs for the From the Shadows mod. This guy can be found inside of swamp based biomes hanging out in the aquatic waters. Depending on which biome you find him in, he may have various different variations to it, but that doesn't particularly matter too much as they all attack in the very same nature. They either have big, slow, massively damaging attacks, they either shoot out little venom spikes out from them, which if successfully hitting you, can debuff you and make it so that you can't heal for a bit, just kind of similar to Nehemoth's crushing attack that he also does. And overall, he's just a lot slower than Nehemoth overall. Though, don't fight him in water. Ever, because when you're in water, that's his element and not yours. You're already naturally slower in that element, he's going to be a bit faster, his attacks are going to be a bit more potent, he can even fling you across the map if he's smart enough at how he chooses to attack you, and it can definitely cause a bit of problems. Overall though, it's not too difficult to kill this guy, especially in comparison to Nehemoth, and he can drop some beautiful items for you. The new item dropped by the Bulldrogioth is a crimson shell. This can be used to create a full armor set with a helmet, chestplate, as well as leggings. Again, it It doesn't quite render in this version. It might just be Optifine having issues. I'm not 100% sure here. It still has some pretty beautiful effects, but it does not be stronger than the Diabolical Armor. If you already have Diabolical Armor, that's the best stuff you're going to get. But you can also use this with some mundane potions to create a beautiful potion known as the Bulldrogioth potion. It gives you 10 seconds of resistance 4 and 10 seconds of hunger 3. Ultimately, just probably a good panic button to per se. Next, we have the Cleric mob. This guy is very interesting. He'll only ever spawn in raid, so it's another additional problem to worry about in any form of raid that you do in typical Minecraft. And this guy is kind of like the Vindicator in a way, as he runs around with an axe and swings at you for pretty heavy amounts of damage, but he also has a secondary attack where he shoots out 3 spikes towards your direction. If you get hit with this, you'll also get Spreading Plague affected to you. It is effectively poison, but if you go near other players or go near other mobs, they will also be affected by this poison. So it's definitely something to be very wary of. Ultimately, it's just another one of those raid mobs. It's very interesting to see. Once you kill it, you get yourself a beautiful suspicious cloth, which can be used to create a Plague Doctor mask, which again doesn't render properly. I'm not 100% sure why. The big thing with the Plague Doctor mask is it removes the plague that spreads when worn. So you don't have to worry about the plague that spreads from this cleric when you're wearing his Plague Doctor mask that he was wearing just previously. Pretty interesting. There are also 2 additional potions that are added into this with this mod. If you put a suspicious cloth over the top of poison, you'll get a potion of Spreading Plague, which is it's pretty crazy. If you do all the various different pieces, you can make splash, you can make a lingering potion, you can use that lingering potion to put it on your arrows so you can shoot this, and you can also put a blood bottle on top of a potion of strength to create a potion of frenzy, which will give you resistance and strength 2 for a minute. Ultimately very useful, and then you can do the same things again, make it a splash potion, a lingering potion, and then put it on your tipped arrows to buff up your friends in battle. And that is From the Shadows. What's your thoughts on this mod? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you did enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe button down below and click this awesome video on screen for more Minecraft modded madness. But until next time guys, bye bye!